Okay, so we're going to start today relevant and the irrelevant cost, right? I think in the previous discussion we have already discussed uh, the relevant and the irrelevant cost up to some extent, right? And I think we were doing about how to adjust the working capital. How to adjust the working capital we have already done. We said working capital is something that you need to consider as a relevant cash flows. Working capital is something that you need to consider as a relevant cash flows, and that has to be taken into the consideration, right? When you are calculating the NPV and how to record them in the NPV calculations, we have already discussed, right? Okay. Then we another relevant cash flow, right? So today we're gonna complete what are the relevant and the irrelevant cash flows are, right? Okay. So then when it's come to the relevant cash flows, what exactly the relevant cash flows? Relevant cash flows what are the relevant cash flows? Listen to this very carefully. Relevant cash flows are something, right? හොඳට අහගන්න මේක. දැන් අපි project එකක අපි හැමතිස්සම include කරන්නේ පුතා only the relevant cash flows. Only the relevant cash flows. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒ project එකට අදාළ cash flows ටික විතරයි. අදාළ නැති cash flows ඒකට ගන්නෙ නැහැ. පැහැදිලිද? right. the example එකක් විදියට ඔයා අලුතෙන් asset එකක් purchase කරනවා නම් ඒ asset එකේ feasibility එක study කරනවා නම් if you purchase a new assets and if you assess the feasibility of that particular thing, you need to consider all the relevant cash flows for that particular project only. A project එක නිසා generate වෙන cash flows විතරයි ගන්න. දැන් අද එක්කෙනෙක් ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහලා තිබ්බා depreciation සයි ගන්නෙ නැත්තේ කියලා. depreciation සයි production overheads වලින් අඩු කරන්නේ. depreciation production overheads වලින් අඩු කරන්නේ ඇයි? අපි depreciations කියලා කියන්නේ පුතා cash related expense එකක් නෙමෙයි. ඒක cash outflow එකක් නෙමෙයි. It is not a cash outflow. Depreciation is not a cash outflow. If it is not a cash outflow, how can you take into the NPV calculation? Right? We are taking only the cash outflows. However, it has to be relevant. May project එක නිසාම generate වෙන cash inflows, cash outflows තමයි අපි ගන්න ඕනේ. You have to take all the cash inflows and outflows that are generated exclusively due to this project. Again, පුතා දැන් අපි එක මොනවාද හරියටම relevant cash flows කියලා බලාගන්නේ කොහොමද? A cash flow is generated due to the project. If it is generate due to the project, then it is a relevant cash flows due to the project. If it's generate due to the project, you consider that as what relevant cash flows. A project එක invest කරොත්, a project එක accept කරොත් විතරයි මොකද කරන්නේ? ඒ cash flow එක generate කරන්නේ. project එක නැත්තම් cash flow එක generate කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. එහෙමනම් අපි මේවට අපි කියන relevant cash flows කියලා. example එකක් විදිහට purchase price of a machine. It's a relevant cash flow. Why? Because if you purchase it only, you have to pay. හැබැයි අතර cash outflow එකක් නැත්තම් you purchase, but if you didn't pay in very first year, a cash outflow එකක් නැත්තම් nothing can be recorded. ගන්න cash flows හැබැයි ඒවා relevant. You take only the cash flows, but it has to be relevant. You take only the cash flows, but it has to be relevant, right? අපි තෝ දැන් මොනවාද installation charges of the machine. මේ machine එක purchase කරොත් තමයි ඔබ install කරන්න පුළුවන්. If you purchase this machine, then only you will have to install it. නේද? ඒවට install කරන්න ඕන එක purchase කරොත්. You got what I'm saying? එතකොට installation cost is what? Installation cost is what? It's a relevant cost. machine එක purchase කරේ නැත්තම් ඔයාට ඒක ඉන්ක කරන්න වෙන්නේ නැහැ. එතකොට අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම rent of the building. දැනටමත් අපි building එක rent out කරලා තියෙනවා. ඒ rent out කරපු building එකේම factory එකටම අපි හිතුවා අපි machine එකක් ගන්නවා. එතකොට machine එක ගත්තා කියලා building rent එක වැඩි වෙන්නේ නැහැ. තේරුණාද? building rent එක machine එක ගත්තත් නැත්නම් අපිට ගෙවන්න වෙනවා. That building rent you have to pay whether you purchase it or not. That building rent you have to pay whether you purchase it or not. Therefore, that building rent is what? Is a relevant cash flows or irrelevant cash flows? Irrelevant cash flows. That is irrelevant cash flows. අයියේ ඒක අපිට related නෑ. එතකොට මේ project එක නිසාම ඒ කියන්නේ the project එක relevant නම් අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම මේ project එක නිසා තමයි දරන්න ඕනේ. ඒ කියන්නේ project එක නැත්තම් ඒක දරන්න ඕනේ නෑ. හරිද නේද? එහෙනම් that is what you identify the irrelevant cash flows and the relevant cash flows. It's like the variable and the fixed cost. එහෙමම කියන්න බෑ අපිට fixed cost variable cost වගේ නෙමෙයි. right? ඒක සම්පූර්ණයෙන් වෙනස්. ඒ කියන්නේ project එක නිසා තමයි අපිට මේක දරන්න වෙන්නේ. project එක නැත්තම් අපිට දරන්න වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මම තව examples කතා කරද්දී වල තවත් තේරෙයි මේක. දැන් අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම electricity bill. So the factors we consider in the calculation of the purchase price are cash flows. Oh, the purchase price එක දැන් ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් අපි asset එක තාම අපි purchase කරලා නැහැ. අපි කල්පනා කරනවා asset එක purchase කරන්න. එතකොට ඒක asset එක purchase කරද්දී ඔයාලට කොච්චර මොනවාද ඔයාලට incur කරන්න වෙන expenses. නේ මොනවාද ඔයාලට incur කරන්න වෙන cash inflows and the cash outflows. That only you have to take into the consideration. What you have to take into the cash inflows and the cash outflows. Right? That is what the relevant cash. So the example like the purchase price we consider as relevant cash flows. Installation charges we consider as relevant cash flows. Rent we did not consider as relevant cash flow. The project a machine whether you purchase that machine or not, that you will have to pay. Then rent expenditure you will have to pay. When you purchase the machine, the existing electricity bill was increased by 10,000. Currently, you are incurring 100,000 electricity bill. When you purchase the electricity bill, when you purchase the machine, electricity bill went up, increased by, it was increased by 10,000. Now what will happen? That 10,000 you incur due to what? That additional 10,000 you incur due to what? Hey, when you put a 10,000 value due to the machine. A machine electricity bill like relevant cost only that 10,000. You got what I'm saying? What පැහැදිලිද මම මේ කියන්නේ? අන්න ඕක තමයි අපි relevant දේ. ඒතකොට අපි බලන්න ඕනේ මේ project එක නිසාම විතරක් අපිට දර exclusively due to this. If this project is there, you have to incur that particular cash flow. If this particular project is not there, you don't want to incur that particular cash flow. If you came across about that type of a cash flow, so that you identified as what? Relevant cash flow. Right. එතකොට අපි the working capital investment එක relevant cash flow එකක් අයියේ. මොකද working capital investment you will have to make. නේ අපි project එක දැන් machine එකක් අරගෙන ඉවර වෙලා ඒකට the current assets ගන්න නැතුව නිකන් ඉන්න බෑනේ. You have to get the current assets. නේ printing machine එකක් අරගෙන ඔයාට papers ගන්න නැතුව ink ගන්න නැතුව ඔයාට ඒ වැඩේ කරන්න බෑ. You have to do that as well. නේ ඔයාට ඒකත් කරන්න ඕනේ. එහෙනම් එතකොට project එක ගත්ත machine එක printing machine එක ගත්තොත් තමයි අර stock එක වට ගන්න වෙන්නේ. Then it is a relevant cash flow. Hope you can understand. Working capital, relevant cash flows. Then අපි ඊළඟට කතා කරන්න යනවා පුතා බලන්න incremental cash flows. ඔන්න මම අර කතා කරේ electricity bill වල කතාව. ඒක තමයි අපි මෙතන කතා කරන්නේ. Right? When you identified there is a question here. Due to the new machine you purchase, production cost decrease from 120 to 100. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි production cost එක විදියට generate මෙතන production cost එක කියලා කියන්නේ cash outflow එක. يعني as a production cost, how much you are supposed to pay. ඒ කියන්නේ the machine එක ගන්න කලින් before you purchasing the machine, you have paid 120,000 as a production fees. But after you purchase it, purchase karata passe, you have to pay only 100. Again, due to the efficiency of the new machine, cost of production has been decreased. Due to the efficiency of the new machine, cost of production has been decreased. So that 20 is an inflow for us. The saving, that saving you need to consider as a cash inflow. That saving you need to consider as a cash inflow. Yes, your answer is correct. Right? What you said was correct, right? When you are preparing the cash flow state, when you are preparing the NPV, when you are calculating the NPV, you have to take only the incremental cash flows. You have to take only what? Incremental cash flows. Incremental cash flows. What are these incremental cash flows? Incremental cash flows are the cash flows that are created exclusively due to the new project. On the example, a business has estimated the cash flows for a new project. Business has estimated the cash flows for a new project in which they are going to invest. Cash inflow. Before make the investments, you are about to generate a project where salary invest how much the cash inflow that you generate? 2,600,000. neda but can you make it this is cash outflow, this is cash outflow, this is cash inflow, right? The first one is a cash outflow, first one is a cash outflow, the other one is a cash inflow. Palawenika cash outflow, right? එතකොට බලන්න first one is a cash outflow, right? Okay, when you before invest in this project, you are about to spend rupees 2,600,000. තමයි අලුත් machine එක අරගෙන production එක වැඩි කරපු නිසා ඔයාලට දැන් පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ ඉන්ක කරන්න යනවා 3,200,000. එතකොට ඔතන gap එකක් තියෙනවා නේ. There's an increase in the cash outflow. There's an increase in the cash outflow. Hope you can understand. එතන ඔන්න ඔය වැඩි වෙන ප්‍රමාණය තමයි අපි මොනවා කියලා කන්සිඩර් කරන්නේද? ඔන්න ඔය වැඩි වෙන ප්‍රමාණය තමයි අපි මේ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එකේ කෑෂ් ඉන්ෆ්ලෝ එකක විදියට අවුට්ෆ්ලෝ එකක විදියට කන්සිඩර් කරන්නේ. ඊළඟට කෑෂ් ඉන්ෆ්ලෝස් උත් එමය. මේ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එකේ ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරන්න කලින් නේද? You have generated only 6.2 million. මේ මැෂින් එක පර්චේස් කරන්න කලින් you have invested only 6.2 million. හැබැයි after you making the investment it has now become how much? 7,800,000. එතකොට උතන ඉන්ෆ්ලෝ එකක් තියෙනවා කියන්නේ 1 million කියන්නේ 600,000. එතකොට මේ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එකේ කෑෂ් ඉන්ෆ්ලෝ එක වෙන්නේ කීයද? only 1,600,000. එතකොට බලන්න ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එක නිසා වැඩි වෙච්ච ප්‍රමාණය only the incremental cash flows you consider as the relevant cash flows. Only the incremental amount you consider as the relevant cash flows. එතකොට පුතා if you just did this question, right? You take year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4 and year 5, and here you take incremental cash inflow. Mata kiyanna how much the incremental cash inflow? First year you are about to receive, first year without the project you are about to receive how much? 6,200,000. But with the project I can project එක නැතුව සාමාන්‍යයෙන් 6.2 million project එක invest කරේ නැත්නම් වාට පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ හම්බ වෙන cash flow ටික 6.2 million. හැබැයි project එකත් මේ machine එකේ invest කරොත් අලුත් project එකේ invest කරොත් ඔයාට හම්බ වෙනවා 7.2 million. ඒතර අලුත් project එක නිසා හම්බ වෙන්නේ 1.6 million. අර 6.2 million අපිට වැඩක් නැහැ. ඒක කොහොමද අපිට generate කරන්නේ? Then it will increase only how much? 1,600,000. Now first year you expect to receive incremental cash inflow how much? 1,600,000. එනවා වාට තේරෙන්න ඕනේ how you supposed to take the relevant cash flows, right? Okay, we'll do the question in rupees 1,000. Incremental cash outflow. Incremental cash outflow how much? එතන මේ project එක තිබ්බේ නැත්නම් you could invest, you could spend, there will be a cash outflow related to the expenses 2,600,000. But with this project you will have to incur how much? 3,200,000. That due to this project how much the incremental amount to incur? 600,000. So then there's an outflow of how much? 600,000. Was it clear? There's an outflow of rupees 600,000. So that is the incremental cash outflow. Incremental cash outflow. Right? And first year net cash inflow rupees 1 million. Right? Can you complete the question? Complete the question for the period of 4 years. For the period of 4 years, no need to calculate the net present value or anything. Just do complete the question. Hurry up. So then you should know when you are calculating the net present value, you have to take only the incremental amount they have, if they have given the information. Right? When it comes to the second year, year 2, you are about to receive 8,100,000 with the machine, but before make the investments you are about to receive 6.8 million. Then the difference is 1,300,000. Net cash inflow 1,300,000. When it's come to the cash outflows, first year after you make the investment you have to incur 3 million. Without the machine you have to incur only 2.7. And how much the incremental amount? It's only 700. It is a cash outflow. It is a cash outflow, right? The cash outflows you present within bracket, right? Third one, there's a cash inflow of 8,500,000 with the machine, but without the machine you could generate only 7 million. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ machine එක නිසා how much you are about to generate? 7 million, 1,500,000. And here cash outflow how much? 3,600,000 තමයි වට ඉන්ක කරන්න වෙන්නේ. හැබැයි කලින් වට ඉන්ක කරන්න උනේ 2,200,000. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ machine එක invest කරේ නැත්නම් you have to invest only 2,200,000. ඒ කියන්නේ additionally you have to incur 1,400,000. Right? 1,400,000. In the fourth year, you are about to receive 9,100,000 with the machine, but before the machine, it's 7,200,000, and now it's 1,900,000. Have a cash outflow. May machine එක එක්ක 3.9 million invest කරන්න වෙනවා. හැබැයි මේක නිසා ඊට invest only 3 million. Then it will be 3,900,000 plus 3 million, it's 9,900,000. Was it clear now? Right. Any questions, any clarifications you all have with regard to this particular thing, Puta? You know that when the information is given, you should be able to identify what is the relevant cash flows and what is the irrelevant cash flows. Puta, so far we have discussed two relevant cash flows. One is what? Cash inflows. The working capital investments. The other one is incremental cash flows. In addition to that, Puta, when calculating the NPV, we consider the residual value of the investment also as a cash inflow. Then we project invest karana, machine asset invest karana, at the end of the useful lifetime, there will be a residual value. So whatever the residual value which is available, I mean that residual value we consider karana asset the asset now purchase karana 1 million world. Estimate karna after 5 years, maybe useful lifetime is 5 years. After 5 years, this can be solved for 200,000, and that 200,000 will be a cash inflow in year 5. It will be cash inflow in year 5, right? And the residual value of an investment should be considered as a cash inflow. Residual value of the initial investment should be considered as a net cash inflow at the end of the useful lifetime of the project. Yes, that you need to consider as a net cash inflow, right? Hurry. Residual value you need to consider as a net cash inflow, right? They ask in a question, a business is going to invest in the project, rupees 6 million. Residual value of the investment, again, 6 million if you invest, that is the initial investment. If you generate the residual value you generate after the useful lifetime of 4 years, 1/4 of it. 1/4 of it means 1.5 million. You are required to show the cash flow extractions. Then, how are you going to do it? In year 0, how do you present? There's initial investment of rupees 6 million. So you can say negative 6 million. Residual value 1.5 million. 1.5 million after cash income asset about to receive, right? After may machine invest if you invest in this machine, after 4 years, at the end of the 4th year, you are about to receive 1,500,000. It's a cash inflow. It is a cash inflow. Clear? Right. Make a record කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් මේ විදිහට බලන්න මම initial investment එක ඉස්සරහින්ම කරා. ඒක mention කරා residual value. එහෙම නැත්නම් වෙනම record කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඒ කියන්නේ initial investment 6 million, මේ 1.5 million මම වෙනම record කරනවා same one. වෙනම narration එකක් විතර residual value කියලා. අර කලින් විදිහේදී residual value කියලා ලියන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. එතකොට අපිට පේනවා initial investment එකට මොකද වෙන්නේ. අද 6 million invest කරනවා, after 4 years you get 1.5 million. Understand what I said? Residual value 1 million. Clear, right? Okay. Then you know how to present the residual value. Correct it. Right. And how many things we have discussed so far? How many things we have discussed so far? Working capital investment, incremental cash flows, and the residual value. Residual value will be considered as a cash inflow at the end of the project. Right. Opportunity cost. Then අපි financial accounting වල නම් සාමාන්‍ය opportunity cost එක consider කරන්නේ නැහැ. හැබැයි මතක තියාගන්න, when you calculate in the net present value, you will have to consider the opportunity cost, right? If you are having any opportunity cost of purchasing something, or if you are having opportunity cost of using something, that opportunity cost, very important, that opportunity cost has to be considered as a relevant cash flow, right? So eking ඔයාට හම්බ වෙන්න තිබ්බ income එකෙන් හම්බ වෙන්න තිබ්බ cash flow එක ඔයාට consider කරන්න වෙනවා. If the question is given, the opportunity cost, you have to consider that as a cash outflow. sorry, cash inflow and outflow according to the question. Clear? එහෙනම් පුතා මතක තියාගන්න opportunity cost need to be considered when calculating the NPV. බලන්න මේක කියන opportunity cost of the business should be considered when assessing the feasibility of a project. මොනවාද? Right? එහෙනම් opportunity cost need to be considered opportunity cost need to be considered when assessing the feasibility of the project. And you need to consider this as a relevant cash flows or an irrelevant cash flows. You consider that as a relevant cash flows. Right. Question number 12. A business is planning to use some of the raw material that has already been purchased by the business on first year of the project. These inventories have been purchased sometimes back for 400,000, but the current price of the raw material rupees 150,000. Current price of the raw material rupees 150. බලන්න inventories purchase කරලා තියෙනවා ලක්ෂ 4කට. ඒක අවුරුදු ගානකට කලින්. පැහැදිලිද? එතකොට ඒක sun cost එකක් නේ. මේක දැනටමත් දරපු පිරිවැයක් නේ. අපි ඒක irrelevant cash නේ sun cost කියන එක මම වෙනම කතා කරන්න. මතක තියාගන්න දැන් මේ 400,000 අපිට ඉන්ක කරන්න තියෙන දෙයක්ද ඉන්ක කරපු දෙයක්ද? That is something that you have already incurred. This is something you have already incurred. මේක ඔයා ඉන්ක කරපු දෙයක්. අපි ගන්නේ cash flows වලදී NPV calculation එකේදී cash flow එක අපි ගන්නේ incremental future cash flows. ඔන්න බලන්න ලස්සන වචනයක් ඒක. Incremental future. එතකොට මේක past. මේක ගන්නෙ නෑ. Cash flows. ඒකයි අපි depreciation ගන්න නැත්තේ. තේරුණා නේද? හැබැයි මේක නිසා දැස current market value දැන් මේ raw materials ටික ලක්ෂ 7කට අපි කලින් අරගෙන තියෙනවා. හැබැයි මේ raw materials ටික දැන් මේ අලුත් project එකට use කරනවා. අලුත් project එකට use කරන නිසා right අලුත් project එකට මේක use කරන නිසා ඔයාට loss එකක් තියෙනවා. Opportunity cost එකක් තියෙනවා 150. That opportunity cost of 150 you need to consider as a cash inflow. That opportunity cost of 150 you need to consider as a cash outflow. නේ ඇයි පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ අපිට මේක මේ first year purchase the මේක බලන්න කියන්නේ business is planning to use some raw material that has already been purchased by the business in the first year. පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ පාවිච්චි කරන්න යන්නේ. එහෙනම් පුතා it's a relevant cash outflow in year 1. In which year? That is in year 1. The opportunity cost we will consider as a cash flow, right? And Lian, can you write that down? Opportunity cost. Opportunity cost. Opportunity cost. Right. බලන්න එහෙනම් how you need to consider in year 1 raw material opportunity cost of raw material you need to consider. Opportunity cost of raw material how much? It's 150,000. පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ නික කරන්නේ අපේ පුතා cash flows වල assumption NPV එකේ assumption එක මොකද්ද? All the cash flows are generated at the end of the project. එතකොට පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ හැම cash outflow එකක්ම generate වෙන්නේ පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ හැම cash flow එකක්ම generate වෙන්නේ at the end of the project. At the end of the project. Was it clear? පැහැදිලි නේද? That is at the end of the year. දැන් පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ cash flows generate වෙන්නේ අපේ assumption එක බලන්න. බලන්න අපේ assumption එක all the cash flows are generated at the end of the each year. ඒ කියන්නේ පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ අපි generate වෙන cash outflows ටික ඔක්කොම generate වෙන්නේ. ඔක්කොම cash inflows ටික generate වෙන්නේ, outflows ටික generate වෙන්නේ, inflows ටික generate වෙන්නේ අවුරුද්දේ අන්තිම දවසේ. ඔක තමයි assumption එක. තේරුණාද? throughout the year හම්බ වෙනවා වෙන්න පුළුවන්. first සමහරට අවුරුද්ද මුල හම්බ වෙනවා වෙන්න පුළුවන්. අපිට මේ information දීලා නැත්නම් අපි හිතන්නේ මේ ඔක්කොම cash flows ටික generate වෙන්නේ when at the end of the year. At the end of the year. පැහැදිලිද? එහෙනම් අපි වෙන assumption එක ගේනවා මෙතන. We bring the same assumptions. එහෙනම් පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ අපිට cash outflow එකක් තියෙනවා. ඇත්තටම සල්ලි එළියට යන්නේ නැති වුණාට අපිට හම්බ වෙන්න තිබ්බ දෙයක් නැති වෙනවා. අපි management accounting එකේ ඒක consider කරනවා as a cash what? As opportunity cost year and as a cash outflow. Right. Complete it. Opportunity cost. and opportunity cost you need to consider as a relevant cash flows, right? ඊළඟ cash flows incurred at the beginning of the year. අපි මරු තැනකට ආවා. පැහැදිලිද? අර අපි කතා කරපු දේම cash flows relating to the beginning of the year. ඒ කියන්නේ පුතේ දැන් අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි assumption එකක් දානවා මොකක්ද? Usually we make an assumption what? All the cash flows are generated at the end of the year නේ. හැබැයි සමහර වෙලාවට question එකේ කිව්වොත් all the cash flows are generated මේ මොකක් හරි එක cash flow එකක් specific cash flow එකක් generate වෙන්නේ at the beginning of the year කියලා. Then what are you supposed to do? Right? දැන් අපිට මේ question එකේ කියනවා මේ බලන්න මේක කියනවා අපි narration එක පොඩ්ඩක් කියවමු. When calculating the net present value of the project, is assumed that all the cash inflows and the outflows are generated at the end of the each year. But if the question states that the cash flows are generated at the beginning of the year, it should be recorded as follows. Business has to pay 120,000 rent for their power generator at the beginning of each year. Rent එක ගෙවන්න ඕනේ. හැබැයි අවුරුද්ද මුල ගෙවන්න ඕනේ. ඒතර පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ මුල ගෙවනවා කියුවොත් මෙතෙන් කියලා තියෙද්දි අපි මෙතෙන්ට දැම්මොත් ඒක තේරුම මොකක්ද? Question එකේ කියනවා පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ මුල ගෙවනවා කියලා. Question says it was paid at the beginning of the first year. එතකොට මම ඔතෙන්ට දැම්මොත් එතකොට beginning of the first year නෙමෙයි. ඒතර end of the first year. එහෙනම් end of the first year නෙමෙයි beginning of the first year කියලා කියන්නේ මෙතන. ඒ කියන්නේ in year 0. Question එකේ කිව්වොත් at the beginning of the second year කියන්නේ beginning of the second year කිව්වොත් මෙතන රෙකෝඩ් කරලා හරියන්නේ නැහැ. ඇයි ඒ? මොකද පුතා beginning of the second year නෙමෙයි මේකේ තේරුම this is the end of the second year. එහෙනම් beginning of the second year නම් මොකද වෙන්න ඕනේ? Beginning of the second year කියලා කියන්නේ end of the first year. එහෙනම් you have to record under the end of the first year. You got what I'm saying? හරි. Record කරන්න බලන්න මේක business about to pay 120,000 as a rent for their power generator for the period of 4 years, right? Try to record it all these 4 payments. Record කරන්න බලන්න. මෙතන question එකේ අපිට normal assumption එක පාවිච්චි කරන්න බෑ. මේක කියනවා all the cash flows are generated කියන්නේ at the beginning of each year, right? Take 2 minutes and complete it. Hurry. Can I start with the business about to pay 120,000 in each year, but every payment you make at the beginning of the first year, beginning of the respective year. You know, when you take the year 0, when you take the year 0, year 1, year 2, year 3, and year 4. Right? Clear now? Okay. But you are about to incur rent 120. Rent 120. Why incur karna? But rent 120. Why incur karna? Record karna. How do you record it? It will be a cash outflow in the year 0. මොකද පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ rent එක ඔයා ගෙවන්නේ පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ මුල පුතා. පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ මුල කියන්නේ අදනේ. පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ මුල කියන්නේ අද. නේද? ඔය පටන් ගන්න දවස. එතකොට 120 ඔයා මෙතන negative 120 record කරොත් ඒක තේරෙනවා you are incurring this at the end of the first year. No, you don't incur it at the end of the first year. It has to be recorded at the beginning of the first year. Beginning of the first year means year 0. Year 1 කියලා කියන්නේ එතකොට පළවෙනි අවුරුද්ද එක ගෙවනවා year 0 වල. දෙවෙනි අවුරුද්ද එක ගෙවන්නේ කවද්ද? දෙවෙනි අවුරුද්ද එක ගෙවන්නේ කවද්ද? At the beginning of the first year. Second year one you pay at the beginning of the first year. Again, end of the first year. That's beginning of the second year කියලා කියන්නේ end of the first year. එහෙනම් දෙවෙනි අවුරුද්ද එක ගෙවන්නේ පළවෙනි අවුරුද්ද. මේක ඔළුවට අරගන්න එකක් කලින් රෙකෝඩ් කරනවා කියන ඔළුවට දාගන්න යන්නේ නැතුව මේක පොඩ්ඩක් ඉමේජින් කරගන්න එකපාරක් මොකද්ද මෙතන වෙන්නේ කියලා. හරි. ඊළඟ එක අපි තුන්වෙනි අවුරුද්ද. ඒතකොට තුන්වෙනි අවුරුද්දේ පේමන්ට් එක ගෙවන්නේ තුන්වෙනි අවුරුද්ද මුල. තුන්වෙනි අවුරුද්දේ මුල කියලා කියන්නේ දෙවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ අන්තිම. දෙවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ අන්තිම කියන්නේ මෙතන. ඊළඟට හතරවෙනි අවුරුද්ද එක ගෙවන්නේ තුන්වෙනි අවුරුද්දේ අග. Then it's 120. Right. හතරවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ එතකොට ඔයාලට ගෙවන්න cash flow එකක් නැහැ. එතකොට rent will be how much? එතකොට payments හතරම අපි කරලා තියෙනවා. This is how it will be paid. This is how it. දැන් මේක payment එකක් නම් මේක NPV එකට ගේන්නේ favorable effect එකක්ද unfavorable effect එකක්ද? මේක payment නේ. It has a favorable effect or unfavorable effect. මට කියන්නේ for the NPV there's a favorable effect or unfavorable effect. පුතා what you would think? there's an unfavorable effect. අයියේ මේ payments කලින් ගෙවන්න ඒ වල present value එක වැඩි. ඒතකොට outflow එක වැඩි. payments පහු කරන එක හොඳයි නේ. නේ payments පහු කරලා ගෙවනවා නම් from NP for the NPV calculation that is better. හැබැයි ඔයාට කලින් ගෙවන්න උනොත් so then the present value of those payment is higher. Understood what I said? Was it clear? Right. Okay. If nothing is clear, so then you can raise the question. Right. ඊළඟට අපි කතා කරනවා irrelevant cash flows. ඒ කියන්නේ මෙන්න මේ cash flows ටික අපි consider කරන්නේ නැහැ NPV calculation එකේදී. Irrelevant cash flows. What are the irrelevant cash flows? Right. පළවෙනි එක depreciations. Depreciation should be ignored when assessing the feasibility of the project. මේවා ගන්නෙ නැහැ. Right? Because it does not generate the cash outflow. අපි ගන්නෙ incremental future cash outflow. දැන් මේක කියනවා production overhead is 750. ඒකෙන් 150 කියන්නේ depreciation. ඒ කියන්නේ 150 වල 150 සල්ලි වලින් එළියට ගිහිල්ලා නැහැ නේ. 150 සල්ලි වලින් එළියට ගිහිල්ලා නැහැ. You got what I'm saying? And you can't consider that as a cash inflow. Clear cash outflow. එහෙනම් depreciation you want take. ඊළඟට interest cost මතක තියාගන්න. The interest cost also should be ignored when calculating the NPV because the cost of capital of the when calculating the cost of capital cost of interest has already been incurred. ඔව් පුතා. දැන් අපි bank loan එකක් අරගත්තොත් මෙන්න මේ විදියට හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න. question එකක කියනවා you obtain a bank loan of 600,000. එහෙනම් අපිට cash inflow එකක් තියෙනවා 600,000. මේක ගෙවනවා අවුරුදු 5ක් 150,000 ගානේ. So, පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ 150,000 outflow එකක් ගෙවනවා. First year you are about to pay 150,000 cash outflow. Second year you are about to pay another 150,000 of cash outflow. එතකොට මේ outflow එක ඇතුලේ 150 ඇතුලේ interest උත් තියෙනව නේද? අපිට කියනවා interest එක cash outflow එකක් විදිහට consider කරන්න එපා. මොකද දැන් වාගේ installment එක කොටස් දෙකයිනේ. Bank loan installment has two parts. What are they? Bank loan installment has two parts. What are they? Capital portion. The next one is what? Interest portion. එතකොට මේ interest portion එක consider කරන්න එපා cash outflow එකක් විදියට. මොකද NPV calculation එකේදී අපි interest cost එක cost of capital calculation එකේදී අපි interest cost එක consider කරලා ඉවරයි. In the cost of capital calculation that interest cost has already been considered and now you have to take only how much? 100,000. Interest cost will not be considered as a cash inflow. පැහැදිලිද? Right. Cash outflow. අනිත් එක තමයි පුතා sunk cost. දැන් අපි ඒකට example ඕන තරම් කතා කරා. Sunk cost is a cost that you have already incurred but you have no any cash inflow the outflows in near future. So then in that case you need to consider that as a what? Irrelevant cash flow. Sunk cost, the cost that you have already incurred will not be considered as a cash inflow. Because sunk cost is a cost that has already been incurred and does not generate any future economic benefit. Sunk cost should be excluded when assessing the feasibility of the project. Clear now? Understood? Right. Those costs should not be considered when calculating what? The net present value or the NPV. Right. Okay. Hope you can understand the things. Right. මම හිතනවා මට තේරුම් ගන්න ඇති කියලා. අපි යමු question number 14. විනාඩියක් දෙන්නම් question number 14 කියවන්න. Just read the question number 14. Take 2 minutes. Take 2 minutes and read the question number 14. Did you read it? Right. We'll read it together. Business is planning to purchase 6.4 million worth machine. Right. Okay. That's the initial investment. Is it relevant cash flow? Yes. And the residual value of and estimated residual value 400,000 after the 4 years. Business has already, it's a residual value. You know, it's a cash inflow at the end of the useful lifetime of the project. Business has already incurred 600,000 of the feasibility study. Do we need to consider the 600,000? Do we consider the 600,000? No. Why? Because it's a sunk cost. Sunk cost is irrelevant cost. ඒක දැන්නමත් දරලා තියෙනවා. බලන්න වචනේ incremental future cash flows. Right. When purchasing the above machine, business should obtain a bank loan of 4 million. මේක අර 4 million bank loan එක ගන්න ඕනේ. It will be paid for equal annual installment of 1.2 million 50. Each includes the interest portion of 250. And do we need to consider the interest? No, interest we do not consider that's a cash outflow. informations. Budgeted cash inflows may project in obtain inflows තියෙන outflows තියෙන හැබැයි outflows ඇතුලේ depreciations තියෙනවලු interest නෑලු එන interest ආයි අඩු කරන්න දෙයක් නෑ අපිට මේක ඇතුලේ interest නෑ හැබැයි depreciation තියෙනවා එන depreciation හොයන්නවා දාන්නවා cost එක තියෙනවා residual value එක තියෙනවා useful lifetime එක තියෙනවා you can find it clear right okay I'll give 5 minutes sorry I'll give 3 minutes in doing this have the cash flows year 0 to year 4 have the format and present the cash flows take 3 minutes and complete the task hurry up right can I start the discussion Puta what does the question say yes the business is planning to purchase a machine and yeah they have given the initial investments and the estimated residual value right but kiyanna puta how much the initial investments of the project 6,400,000 right you can say initial investment initial how much 6,400,000 is a cash outflow 6,400,000 it's a cash outflow neither right and you're about to receive the residual value of 400,000 residual value is a cash inflow at the end of the useful lifetime of the project මම ඔහම රෙකෝඩ් කරා වාට එහෙම කැමති නැත්නම් ආස නැත්නම් මම මෙහෙම රෙකෝඩ් කරන්න කොහොමද residual value කියලා වෙනම රෙකෝඩ් කරන්න ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ same effect you get a cash inflow at the end of the useful lifetime of the project but business has ignored 60,000 මේව cost එකක් ඔයා ignore කරනවා නම් ඒක disclose කරන්න ඕනේ මතක තියාගන්න හේතුව කියලා ඔයා disclose කරන්න you can't just ignore the cash outflow right any cash flow you can't just ignore without mentioning the reason පොඩි note එකක් දාගන්න about cost incurred on the feasibility study about cost incurred on the feasibility study has been disregarded as it is a sunk cost right what is next ilana puta you have not obtained you are about to obtain a cash yes you are about to obtain a bank loan of how much rupees 4 million neither may project එක invest කරොත් ඔයාලට bank loan එකක් හම්බ වෙනවා 4 million then how are you supposed to record the bank loan puta how are you supposed to record the bank loan bank loan of 4 million you will receive bank loan of 4 million you will receive හැබැයි making bank loan will be paid with the annual equal installment of 1.2 million 50 by 1.2 million 50 only interest portion is how much yeah 250 and how much will be the cash outflow only 1 million and a repayment of bank loan එක මෙහෙම record කරන්න පුළුවන් පුතා you can record this particular thing but as a one line item it can be cash bank loan installment and the obtaining the bank loan both you can record as a one line item or else you can record it separately දැන් මම මේක එක line item එකක් විතර record කරන if I record it as a one line item I record 1 million මොකද පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ ගන්න installments ටික ඔක්කොම දෙවන්නේ පළවෙනි අවුරුද්ද අන්තිම කියලා අපි assumption එකක් ගේනවා මේකෙත් එහෙමයි ඔහොම record කරන්න පුළුවන් or else you can record them separately හරි අපි මේකට පොඩි note එකක් ගන්න එතන අපි interest cost එක consider කරේ නෑනේ we did not consider the interest cost why because it is an irrelevant cost when recording the bank loan installment interest cost has been disregarded as it is an irrelevant cost It's not a relevant cost right it's irrelevant cost bank loan interest you should not consider when calculating the NPV and then it says Yes. And budgeted cash inflow make a one benefit එක you get a cash inflow. In year 0 you're about to generate 6 million. Sorry, year 0 මුකුත් හම්බ වෙන්නේ නැහැ නේ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එක පටන් ගත්ත ගමන් පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ පුරාවට හම්බ වෙන්නේ. ඒතර පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ පුරාවට හම්බෙච්ච හැම එකම පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ අන්තිම හම්බුණා කියලා අපි assume කරනවා. Second year it's 4,800,000. Third year it's 5,400,000. Fourth year it's 6,200,000. It's 6,200,000. All these are cash inflows. What are the cash outflows? What are the cash outflows? However, the mega depreciations depreciations will not be considered as a cash inflow. Put a note take depreciation disregard karano depreciation firm see the mega depreciation. How much the depreciation? Cost less residual value divided by cost less residual value divided by useful lifetime. Divided by the useful lifetime. But again, cost of the investment 6,400,000, residual value 400,000. That you will have to divide by useful lifetime of 4, right? And up to it's 1,500,000. 6 million divided by 4, 1,500,000. එතකොට හැම අවුරුද්දකම cash outflow එක ඇතුලේ තියෙනවා. Yes, irrelevant cash flows you need to disclose. Irrelevant cash flows අපි disclose කරන්න ඕනේ. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔයා නිකම්ම සද්ද නැතුව ඔක ඉන්නවා. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයා දන්නේ නැහැ depreciations record කරන්න කොහොමද කියලා. ඔයා අතාරිනවා. ඔයා දන්නේ නැහැ interest record කරන්න කොහොමද කියලා. ඔයා අතාරිනවා. ඒතරට ලකුණු දෙන්න ඕනේද එක්සැමිනර්? නෑ. ඔයා අතාරිනවා නම් හේතු කියන්නේ මතක තියාගන්න. Right. Depreciations. එතකොට first year depreciations every year 1.5 million. එතකොට first year cash outflow එක කීයද? First year cash outflow එක 3 million. ඒකෙන් depreciation 1.5 million දෙන. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒ amount එක cash outflow එකක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ ඒක අඩු කරන්න. එහෙනම් cash outflow without depreciations how much? 1.5 in the first year. Second year it's 3.2 million. මේකෙන් අඩු කරන්න 1.5 million. Then it's 1.7 million. Third year it's 2,900,000, making 1.5 million. There's a cash outflow. Then it's 1.4 million. Fourth year there's a 3 million. Again depreciate. Depreciation 1.5 million. That's a cash outflow. Cash outflow nothing. Right. Depreciation has to be disregarded. Depreciation has to be disregarded from the NPV calculation. This depreciation should be disregarded from the NPV calculation as it is a non-cash expense. As it is a non-cash expense. Now this is how all what we have discussed so far as a relevant and irrelevant cost will be presented in the NPV calculations. Right? Any questions? Any clarifications? You all want me to make? Prashna Tinada? Any issues? Right. Okay. Right. Can you try answer this 2007 A-level paper question? Right. We'll read this question first. Abhi past papers tika පොඩක් කරලා එමු හේතුව ගන්න. ඇයි දන්නවද? මේ මගේ question past papers වලට වඩා ටිකක් ගොඩාක් අමාරුයි. NPV calculations වලදී එහෙම. ඒ නිසා අපි past papers ටික කරලා එතෙන්ට එමු. We'll do all the past paper questions and then we'll come back to the model question. Right. 2007 agricultural machine is available for sale at 90,000 in the market. And that is the initial investment. A firm is interested in purchasing this machine. If this machine is purchased, savings and make a savings එකක් තමයි අපිට තියෙන්නේ. The savings you need to consider the cash inflow 40,000, 30, 20 and 20. Cost of capital 20%. Present value discounting factor they have given. You are required to calculate the payback period of the investment, NPV of the investments, state the maximum value that farm is needing to pay. තුන්වෙනි කොටස පොඩ්ඩක් අමතක කරන්නකෝ. Right, calculate the payback period and the NPV. I'll give 5 minutes to do both the calculations. Take exactly 5 minutes and complete the question. 2007, this was tested. Hurry up. Right. This is a 2007 A-level capital budgeting question. Right. If you read this question properly, agricultural machine is available for 90,000 in the market and firm is interested in purchasing the machine. They have not yet purchased. They are about to purchase it. And the relevant cash flows they have given, relevant cash inflows they have given. Actually, it's not a cash inflow, right? There's a savings in the operating cash outflow, right? So then that means, so you need to consider the cash inflow. Okay, hurry. And first they want you to calculate the payback period. When you are calculating the payback period, how are you going to do it? When you calculate the payback period, how are you going to do it? In year 0, you are about to invest. In year 0, you are about to invest rupees 90,000 in this project. Then there will be a cash outflow of 90,000 and then the initial investments also become 90,000. In first year, you are about to generate from this particular project rupees 40,000. If you receive 40,000, the amount to be recovered become how much? 50,000. Second year, you are about to generate another 30,000. If you receive 30,000, the amount to be recovered will become 20,000. Third year, you are about to receive 20, right? That means your payback period is how many years? Payback period is how many years? 3 years. Your payback period is how many years? 3 years. Payback period is 3 years. Payback period is 3 years. Hope you can understand. Clear? Right. Again, if you invest in this project, right, to generate the cash inflows, it will take exactly how many years? 3 years. It will take exactly 3 years. So is it okay if we write as savings in operating cash flow instead of writing the, doesn't matter. Whatever you write doesn't matter, right? So then it should give the idea, right? Okay. This is payback period calculation. This is payback period calculation. And now what we supposed to do? You are supposed to calculate the net present value, right? Okay. Shall we calculate the NPV as well? We'll do the NPV calculation. Net present value, NPV, right? Okay. Year 0, year 1, year 2, year 3, and this will continue till year 4, right? අවුරුදු 4ක් මේක යනවා. Right, okay. එහෙනම් take the relevant cash flows. Initial investment. මට කියන්න පුතා initial investments you are about to invest in year 0 rupees 90,000. Initial investments you are about to invest in year 0 rupees 90,000 and the savings how much? Savings in the operating cash inflows in year 1 you are about to receive 40,000. In year 2 in year 2 you are about to receive 30,000. Year 3 you are about to receive 20,000. Year 4 you are about to receive another 20,000. And that's all. Ochcharai cash flows deala thiyenne. Very simple question. And you calculate them in total. You can see, right, if you do the topic wise past papers, it gives you the comprehensive and the massive knowledge, right? Try to understand that thing properly, right? Mulla idan karanna. Ena When you take the cash flows in total, Puta, first day it's negative 90,000. Sorry, year 0 it's 90,000. Year 1, year 2, year 3, cash flows you can calculate. Make initial investment take a residual value. They don't say anything about the residual value. Okay, right, hurry. And you have the total cash flows, then all are in the future values. How do you convert these future values into the present terms? Future values you need to multiply by the discounting factor. What are the discounting factor? In year 0, discounting factor is anyway 1. Year 1, they have given the discounting factor 0.89. Cost of capital is 12%. Year 2, it's 0.79. Year 3, it is 0.71. Year 4, it is 0.63. And about the discounting factors were given, and now you can calculate the present value. What will be the present value? This you multiply by the discounting factor. Future values, when you multiply by the discounting factor, you can get the present value. You can get the present value. Future values, always you multiply by your discounting factor. Right. And now what will be the NPV? How are you going to calculate the NPV, Puta? NPV equal present value of the cash inflows minus present value of the cash outflows. But again, present value of the cash inflows, how do you calculate? Present value of the cash inflows. Here, 35,600, 23,700, 14,200, and 12,600. Already it's 86,100. 86,000 again මේ project එකේ invest කරොත් අද හම්බු වෙනවා 86,000 මේක throughout the 4 years තමයි හම්බු වෙන්නේ. හැබැයි you calculated them in the present terms. When you calculate the present terms, you are about to receive 86,100. හැබැයි පුතා you'll have to spend 90,000. So you get a positive or a negative percent of the cash inflows 86,100, percent of the cash outflows 90,000. Then there's a NPV, but again there's a positive NPV or a negative NPV. There's a negative NPV of how much? 3,900. There's a negative NPV of how much? Rupees 3,900. Negative NPV, rupees 3,900. Understood what I said? Was it clear? Yes. NPV is negative, right? But again, based on the NPV, do we need to accept this project? Yes or no? No, right? ලියන්න පොඩි note එකක් ගන්න. අහලා නැහැ අපි NPV calculate කරන්න විතරයි කියන්නේ. හැබැයි අපි පොඩි note එකක් දාමු. The above project should not be accepted. Above project should not be accepted as there's a negative NPV. As there is a negative NPV. Negative NPV. There's a negative NPV. You should not accept. Right. ඊළඟට මම කියනවා state the maximum value that a farm is willing to pay for this machine based on your answer. පුතා දැන් මේකට ඇත්තටම 90,000 ගෙවන එක පාඩුයිනේ. මොකද 90,000 ගෙවුවට ඔයාලට හම් වෙන්නේ 86,100. මම අහනවා question එකේ what is how much the maximum amount that you are supposed to pay for this? This is 2007 LL paper question, right? 2007. But again, how much the maximum amount that you are supposed to pay? How much the maximum amount that you are supposed to pay for this? But again, maximum amount එක කියද? You are about to pay the maximum amount 86,100. මොකද මේකේ benefit එක හම්බ වෙන්නේ අපිට 86,100. If you pay 86,100, you can be break even. ඒ කියන්නේ your NPV will be 0. හැබැයි if you can pay 80,000, ඒක තමයි maximum amount එක. හැබැයි ඊට වඩා ඔයා 80,000 ගෙවුවොත් දැන් හිතන්න මේක 80,000 වුණා කියලා. දැන් NPV positive. ඒ කියන්නේ project is acceptable. Understand what I said? හැබැයි then the NPV, then percent of the cash also 90, then what will happen? Then there's a negative NPV. Was it clear? Right. And about how much the maximum amount that you're supposed to pay? That is 86,100, which is equal to the present value of the cash inflows. Yeah. That is rupees 86,100. That is rupees 86,100. 86,100. Leon, that is the present value of the all cash inflows. That is the present value of the all cash inflows, right? That is 2007 capital budgeting question Kuda. They want you to calculate the payback period, and then they want you to calculate the NPV, and at the same time they want you to calculate the maximum amount that you are supposed to pay for this. Hope you can understand. Clear? Right. Okay. That is a 2007 past paper question.